Chaboisson, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Hamez, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Alors, Alice, Thibaud, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Alors, Léa Vallin, Pdlp, L3, semestre 6, mardi matin de 8h30 à 10h30.
Verret, Pdlp, L3, L6, groupe B, mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Hamez, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Alors, Alice, Thibaud, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30. Good morning, Alexia. Alice, the Financial Director of Bombay speaking. I'm calling to discuss next week's meeting.
Good morning, Alice. Thanks for calling. In fact, I was going to call you because I had some questions about the next week meeting. Maybe you could help me.
Of course, it will be a pleasure. But before I listen to your interrogations, I just wanted to inform you that our CEO won't be able to attend the meeting for professional reasons. So the organization and the agenda of the meeting are going to be a bit different.
I understand. Do you mind sending me the new agenda on my professional email address before tomorrow, please? I need to discuss with Ostian anyway to prepare the meeting.
I have a pretty busy schedule, but I will send you the agenda as soon as possible. I know that it's pretty urgent. Maybe you could even manage to send it right after this phone call. So now, if you'd like to ask me your questions, I'm listening to you.
Yes, thank you. So, as you know, I'm preparing our presentation of our marketing strategy for the meeting using the 4 P's of marketing mix: product, price, place, and promotion. But I'm facing some issues with the calculation of the price. Our product is pretty unique on the market, and we are purely in the electrical bamboo-made bikes sector, and it's hard to determine a fair price.
Yes, I see your point. I think that the price must be neither too high nor too low. If it is too high, we won't be able to attract a wide range of customers. But if it is too low, it won't reflect the high quality standards of our products and the brand image.
You're right. As you are our financial director, I thought that maybe you could bring to the meeting the figures which could help us to set the final price of the product, such as the material costs and the calculation of the margin we have to operate to be profitable. This way, I could determine the definitive price of our bomb bike, taking into account the competition of alternative products.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I thought I had already sent you these figures and the calculations in question, but I think I forgot. I'm so sorry. You know, I've been very busy lately with the launch of the product. Nevertheless, I promise I will bring you this information at the meeting, so you can finish your work in time before the last meeting with the board of directors.
Thank you very much for your help. I think I don't have any other questions for the moment.
Perfect, I think we are good then. If something arises, don't hesitate to call me. If not, I will see you at the meeting. Have a great day.
Thank you, have a great day too.
Thank you.
Chaboisson, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Verret, Pdlp, L3, L6, groupe B, mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Hello, Stian. Solène speaking from the communication team. I'm calling you to discuss about our communication plans from the BUM bike.
Oh, hello Solène. I was expecting your call. As you may know, during the past months, with the marketing team, we carried out a market research, and we concluded that the best for our new product was to first advertise it to a public of professionals. This is why I wanted to know what you plan to do in this matter.
Well, considering the small budget we're having, I thought that reaching first professionals and then the general public would be a greatest idea. What do you think?
Exactly. It will enable us to put money aside in order to then develop a new range of project design for a public of non-professional.
I think that we should choose carefully who's going to represent a brand. Many professional cyclists are quite unknown.
Sure. Do you already have some names in mind?
Maybe someone like Christopher Froome, and we could sponsor his team as well, the Sky team.
Yes. I believe that should also be great to sponsor French professional cyclists too, like Romain Bardet or Warren Barguil. And we also talked about sponsoring a jersey, no?
No problem. I think about it later and try to contact their communication assistant. The jersey is a great idea, yeah. We could definitely make it in green colors to match with the bum bag and the headache of the brand. It's important that we stay coherent in our communication strategy from the beginning till the end. Bum bike is a real concept, not only a classic bike, so Leah and I desire to promote a way of living and its ecological values.
Yes, of course, you're right, and people have to see this through the communication campaign. You should also try to contact the organization of Le Tour de France to see if the idea of the jersey is feasible.
I agree. Le Tour starts soon. It leaves us little time to do it, but I believe the concept is innovative enough to catch the attention of the organizers. Well, I think we're done here, right? I'll talk about it with Leah and expose everything during our upcoming meeting.
Perfect. Thank you for your time.
Alright, thank you. Have a good day,
Bye.
Etienne.
You too.
Bye.
Hostion Chaboisson, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Alexia Hamez, Pdlp L3 S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30 10h30. Good afternoon, Ostian. Alexia speaking. Our financial director Alice called me this morning, so I have a few things to see with you concerning our next week meeting.
Oh, good afternoon, Alexia. Sure, tell me.
Well, the CEO won't be there for the meeting, so we have to present in more details our marketing strategy to our colleagues of the communication department who are not very familiar with this field.
Yes, of course. We could split the presentation of the 4 P's of marketing mix. What do you think?
It sounds like a good idea. I could take care of the product and the price. For the place, I will need you to give some examples, and for the promotion, we can't really deal with this issue, but the communication team can. Do you think about something else we have to mention at the meeting?
Yes, as you know, I worked on the market research, and I have already talked about it a bit with Solène from the communication team.
Okay, perfect. Can you please tell me a bit more about this market research?
Well, I carried out a survey among different populations of potential customers, but I will present it in detail to the whole team during the meeting. Nevertheless, there was something I wanted to tell you. There is this new firm that we've heard could launch a product quite similar to the mountain bike. I talked to one of their executives this morning, and they seem to have some trouble with their supply of bamboo. Their wholesaler just let them down. It means that we are in the lead, but we cannot afford any delay.
Okay, do you think that we can wait until the meeting before telling them?
I have already sent an email to our financial director and our CEO, but it would have been better if he could have been at the meeting.
Of course. I understand your point of view, but according to what Alice said to me, he had been called to another business appointment, so we must do with it.
The most important is that he is aware of the situation. Anyway, I will bring the survey with me. By the way, do you know when Alice will send the agenda?
Sure, but we will organize another meeting to deal with this matter as soon as he comes back. In the meantime, we have to be entirely ready for the next week meeting. Concerning the agenda, no, but she told me this morning that she will send it to me as soon as possible.
Perfect. Everything seems in order. I will see you at the meeting.
I think so. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hostion Chaboisson, Pdlp, L3, S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30, 10h30.
Alexia Hamez, Pdlp L3 S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30 10h30.
Alors, Alice, Thibaud, Pdlp L3 S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30 10h.
Alors, Léa Vallin, Pdlp L3 semestre 6, mardi matin de 8h30 à 10h30.
Verret, Pdlp L3 L6, groupe B, mardi matin 8h30 10h30.
What did you do in the workshop last week?
Could you have your attention, please? We have a lot to cover today, so let's start with the meeting. Before we start, I would like to thank you all for coming at such short notice. For today's meeting, I'm pleased to welcome Alexia and Stan, the members of our marketing department, and I'm pleased to welcome Solen, who recently joined Leah in the communication department. So welcome, Solen. Unfortunately, our CEO won't be able to attend this meeting because he has been called away on business. As you know, we are going to place our new product Bike on the market in less than 3 months. So we have to be ready for the Tour de France. So as you have probably seen it in my email when I sent you the agenda, today we are going to cover our communication and our marketing strategy. We are also going to talk about the price of the product, and we are going to see the budget of the communication strategy. So it would be preferable to keep each item under 5 minutes, otherwise we will never get through. So before I forget, Alexia, here you have the documents I mentioned during our phone call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's move on to the first item. Leah and Solen, can you please listen to your marketing strategy?
Yes,
The communication strategy, sorry, that you prepared.
Well, as you know, we need to present our communication and organizational goals. First, our product will be new on the market. Therefore, we need to make several last-minute campaigns in order to promote the bike and make sure that most of the stakeholders know bike even before its launch. So, on the long run, we want our communication to insist on the quality of the bike, that is to say the fact that it is a made-in-France product and that it is extremely light thanks to its bamboo structure. But the more important aspect is that the bike uses solar panels, and we should insist on that ecological aspect in our campaigns. Indeed, our target is mostly young people between 20 and 45 years old who are urban dwellers and who already use a bike on a daily basis, for example, to go to work or to go to school, but above all, who are committed to ecology and who would like to take this commitment to the next level. Moreover, we could also target young people who would like to be trendy. And finally, our aim is to increase media prominence. Therefore, we should use different communication tools in order to best reach key audiences. We thought about using traditional media, but also social media.
Indeed, we really wanted to focus on promoting our bike in a way that matches with its innovative and ecological aspects, but in a way that also corresponds to our corporate image. So, the idea we had was to develop an eco-campaign through an ad that will be broadcasted on TV and video platforms such as YouTube, for example. This ad would show our ecological ethic. In the advertisement itself, we could explain that the ad was made in the most ecological way. We could show that the electricity used to power the cameras and other tools was produced thanks to solar panels, just like the solar panels on a bike. By doing so, we could promote one feature of our product, the solar panels, of course. Moreover, in order to reach not only people interested in biking and who are eco-friendly, we thought about contracting maybe social media influencers, such as young and dynamic men and women that already have quite a big influence, so we would like to contract only influencers who have more than 100,000 followers. We thought that we could offer them a bag and let them talk about it on their Instagram or on their YouTube videos. By doing so, we could make the bike a trendy object. Renewable and ecological products tend to be more and more fashionable these days, so the market is developing quite rapidly and we have to seize this opportunity. We have to make sure that we become the reference brand when it comes to bikes.
Yeah, and moreover, we imagine a poster design. We could display posters made with bamboo fiber in the street to promote our product, and on this poster we could put in the background a bamboo forest, put the bike at the forefront and write everything in this ad was made with bamboo.
Thank you very much for this presentation. I think that we could take a vote to see if everyone agrees to present this communication strategy to the board of directors meeting. So, who is for this communication strategy? Okay, perfect. Okay, so now that we have covered this item, I think that we could talk about the marketing strategy. So, Alexia, Ocean, sorry, can I listen to you?
So to launch our product, we have to base ourselves on the 4 P's of marketing mix: product, price, place and promotion. First of all, regarding the product, I would like to briefly introduce the bomb bike and its characteristics. So as you already know, the bomb bike is an avant-garde product in its category. And as Leah has already said, it is a bike made of bamboo, but with another feature that other bamboo bikes don't have. It is also an electric power-assisted bicycle, and the electricity is produced by solar panels placed on the bike. The fact that it is made of bamboo permits to the bomb bike to have a light weight. Consequently, it's very easy to transport. Moreover, it is a made-in-France product, which gives it more added value. Regarding the quality, we decided to offer a product made in France using a bamboo cultivated in our country, with the example of the Asian cultivation of bamboo. The bamboo is a plant that grows very quickly and spread a lot of space even if we don't sow a lot of seeds, so it is very easy to cultivate it. Moreover, it's a plant that can adapt to numerous climates, so whatever the weather is, bamboo will still growing. Furthermore, we want to make several models of the bomb bike with several sizes, for example, ones for women and others for men, and maybe also for kids. And this could allow us to propose a wide range of products and a wide range of prices. We thought that we had to target the widest possible audience. The more the product will be adapted to people's need and budget, the more we can make profits. So now about the price, we made a research concerning our potential competitors, but we did not find a company that sells the same product as ours. There are several companies that sell electric power-assisted bike, such as e-cycle that sells their bikes at the price of 1,400 euros. And regarding to our bamboo bike sellers, we found a company called Urbam that sells a bike at the price of 3,680 euros.
So, regarding to this information, at what price do you think that we should sell our product to be competitive?
So we didn't decide yet of the price we want to sell the bomb bike, but we thought that we could make a discount for the launch of the bike to the first 100 people who buy one. Okay. It could be very profitable for us since the Tour de France will begin soon and could generate the desire to ride the bike.
Of course, I see. Maybe we could take a look at the figures and to the calculations of the finance department to set the definitive price for our products. Indeed, if we look at this chart, we can see that to cover the cost of materials, we reach a price of 2,000 euros. Plus, we have to add our margin. So we reach a price of 3,200 euros. And finally, we will have to see how much we are going to spend on our communication strategy, but we will come to this later.
So our marketing strategy for the distribution is to sell the bomb bag in several selling points in order to allow a largest number of people access our product and to have the possibility to buy it.
Could you be more specific, please?
Yes, of course. We said that we could sell our bags and our new product in stores like Decathlon, but also in stores which are specialized in bike.
Yeah, moreover, Lydia and I had an idea. Maybe we could open ephemeral stores like shops all over the country for the launch of the product, to promote it and to give it more visibility.
Yes, maybe we could give people the opportunity of trying the bike outside of the store and organize a little launch party in each store with social network influencers and with the press. And finally, organize a giveaway on social networks to make people win invitations for the party. It could be a great way to increase our visibility.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Thank you, girls, for your intervention. Alexia, could you please go on?
Sure. Finally, for the promotion, we already covered this item with my colleagues of the communication department.
Thank you very much, Alexia. I think your suggestions are very relevant. Maybe we could now listen to your step?
Yeah, I would like to complete what my colleagues from the communication department suggested about the target. Indeed, we thought that we could also target professional racing cyclist teams.
Yes, you're right. And to do so, we thought we could sponsor some professional racing cyclists or create our own racing team which could participate to the Tour de France with our bike.
Yes, it could be a great idea. I totally agree. As Alice said, we are soon launching our new product, but what is very important is to understand what our customers want. Of course in terms of price, but we also need to know what kind of public will be interested into buying our new product. This is why we organized 2 months ago a survey, and here are the results. As you can see on the screen, we organized a poll, and the questions are: how old are you? Do you use your bike on a regular basis? What use do you make of your bike? This is a means of transportation, to make strolls on the weekend, to take part into racing, cyclist race as an amateur or as a professional. Are you a professional racing cyclist? Would you be interested into buying a new ultra-light bike? Are you ready to change your equipment if a new and better bike entered the market, and how much are you willing to pay for it? So I bought you a copy of the detailed results.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But I want to draw your attention on something in particular. As you can see on the chart, we can note that two tendencies clearly stand out. We call them A and B. On one hand, a part of the people interrogated in the survey, the tendency A, says that they would like to buy this kind of bike to use it on a regular basis. They find the material very innovative. On the other hand, we have a way more professional public, the tendency B, that seems interested by the bomb bag. In fact, its lightness is a real advantage for race. This is why I believe it could be interesting to do both and to target both publics. Of course, we have to be ready for the Tour de France. This is why I think we should first develop our bike into a public of professionals, and then another with a design more adapted to the use of bike in town, on which you can put a child seat, for example, or a basket. We also asked them what they would like to improve on their bikes and what makes them buy a bike more than another. Of course, the design is very important for tendency A, and it appears also to be very price sensitive. But if we want to target this public, we have to adapt, as I said it before, our bike to our bike to the life in town. We can keep the thin tires, but we have to make it easy to park and safe to be left one night parked in the street. For the tendency B, it is important to focus on the race aspect. These people want competitiveness. We can forget all the non-essential details and focus on several things. For example, the tires have to be very thin, easy to remove and quick to change. The forks and the spokes have to be resistant to bumps. And we also have to keep a space on the frame to put the water bottle, of course.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Austin. Your intervention was very instructive. I think that you're right. It's essential to take all these aspects into account for the launch of our new products. However, I think that we have to tackle another item, girls. I think that we have to talk about the budget of the communication strategy. So, what the budget did you calculate?
Well, we're planning on a budget of 150,000 euros. This social media part will, the influencer and everything will cost roughly anything, except maybe the gift of 3 or 4 bikes. But the most expensive part would be the advertisement on TV, of course. As you know, for local television station, the price for a 30-second ad is around 1,000 euros. Moreover, of course, the ad will require more funds because we will need the equipment, the staff to create it, and so on.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm sorry, I don't think it's going to work for us. We are still a small company. It is true that the market has grown significantly the last 3 years. But as you know, I hold the purse strings of the company, and I can assure you that we can't afford to spend that much on the communication strategy.
Oh, yeah, you're right, I understand your point, but we're really playing on the cost-benefit principle here. Communication is key. The extra benefit from making this investment is greater than the extra cost. In other words, spending this amount of money right now in the short term would be detrimental to the company, but in the long term, it will benefit us. If we want to become well known, I think we have to make this sacrifice.
Yeah, I see your point, and I agree. Maybe I can see with the finance department if they accept to allow a little bit more of money for the communication strategy, and maybe on your side you can see if you can reduce the spendings for the communication strategy. So before we close the meeting, I would like to summarize the main points that we covered today. We saw the presentation of the communication strategy and of the marketing strategy. We also tackled the question of the price of our product, and we also talk about the budget of the communication strategy. So it looks like we covered the main items for the meeting, but maybe we can keep in touch by phone to see for the last details, right?
Of course.
Are there any other questions before we finish?
Yes, I would like to know when the meeting with the board of directors will take place.
It is supposed to take place the 3rd of May. Anything else?
Okay.
No. So I think we are done here. Thank you very much for attending this meeting and for your work. Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Alors, Léa Vallin, Pdlp L3, semestre 6, mardi matin de 8h30 à 10h30.
Alors, Alice, Thibaud, Pdlp L3 S6, groupe du mardi matin 8h30 10h. Good afternoon, Léa. Alice from the financial department of Bamberg speaking. How are you?
Oh, hello Alice. I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine too, thanks for asking. Listen, I'm calling you to discuss one of the issues we tackled during last meeting.
Yeah.
If you remember well, Solène and you were asking for a huge communication budget. And I told you that I had to consult my colleagues from the financial department to see if we could afford to put so much in the communication strategy. First, I would like to know if you and Solène found a way to reduce a bit the costs.
Yeah, of course. Actually, I was expecting your call. We have worked hard in order to find a way to reduce the budget. We detailed all of the spending of the communication plan, and we came with 130,000 euros. But it was still a huge amount of money, and as you explained to us during the meeting, the company can't afford to spend that much on a communication strategy.
No.
Therefore, we decided to make an effort by reducing the cost to the minimum, and we finally came with 115,000 euros.
Yes, indeed, the first budget was far too expensive for us, and my department affirmed that we could not afford to spend that much. Actually, 115,000 euros sounds much more reasonable and affordable for us. However, have you considered to cut the television advertising expenses to reach a budget closer to 100,000 euros? Because when I consulted the budget details, I noted that television is the most expensive expenditure item.
Yes, unfortunately we can't do anything else to reduce even more our expenses for our communication strategy. Otherwise it will have an impact on the quality of our campaign and obviously affect our sales. I know that it seems hard to imagine, but I can assure you that an efficient and high quality campaign on the long run will benefit the company. As Solène said during the meeting, we have to see this huge spending under a cost-benefit perspective. We have to spend money now if we want to have a return on investment later.
Yes, I understand your point. As you know, it's pretty complex to conciliate all the expenses and to make the right calculations. I have to make sure that our company will cover its costs and that it will be profitable. We can never know exactly how many products we are going to sell, but you are right, we won't be able to promote our brand properly without a good communication strategy.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you understand that it is a necessity for us. All the more, as we are new on the market, we have to draw the consumer's attention and make mark on everyone's mind, so they will remember us. Once we will be known, we will spend less on communication, but for a moment it is a sacrifice we have to make.
I know you made a big effort to reduce the budget at the maximum, and that is hard for you to work with a tight budget. So I approve your budget.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I will inform Solène. When could we start to put into application our communication strategy?
Well, as we approved your communication plan during the meeting, I think that you can start as soon as possible because time is running low.
Oh, alright. Thank you very much, Alice. I wish you a pleasant day. See you soon.
Have a good day too. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alors, Léa Vallin, Pdlp L3, semestre 6, mardi matin de 8h30 à 10h30.
Verret Solène, Pdlp L3 L6, groupe B, mardi matin 8h30 10h30.
Good afternoon, Solène. Léa speaking. I hope you're okay. I just talked to the financial director about the budget, and I wanted to debrief the conversation with you.
Hello, Leah. Well, I was expecting your call. I'm doing fine, thank you. What about you? The extension of the budget is such an important matter. Tell me what you and the financial director have decided in the end.
Well, I'm fine because I have a good news. We found an agreement with Alice and we established a 115,000 euros budget. Therefore, we can already start the campaign.
Alright, yeah, it sounds great. But I think we'll have to change a bit our initial plan. Maybe instead of reaching many influencers, we could just do it with only 2 or 3 of them and dedicate more funds to the TV spots.
Well, I completely agree with you. I suggest you to get in touch with at least 3 influencers that have more or less 100,000 subscribers, so that we could still reach a large audience without spending too much money on that part of the strategy.
I take care of that part, and maybe you could contact professional cyclists, as we said with Austin, before the beginning of Le Tour de France. And I propose we work together on the TV advert just after that's done.
Yes, it sounds great. Actually, I've already started to approach the Sky team and they agreed to wear Bambag jersey. Regarding the TV campaign, it should be our main focus as it represents the most expensive part of our communication strategy and also the most efficient tool.
Oh really? That's perfect. Well, I'm okay with everything. We should arrange a meeting just before the next board of directors to be sure everything is settled and done in time and fit in the budget we established.
Oh, great! Yes, I believe the board of directors is supposed to take place in May. Maybe we could meet at the beginning of April. It will be better if the entire communication strategy is completed successfully before the deadline.
No problem. Let's meet in April then. I believe we're good for today. So thank you, Leah. We stay in touch, of course. Bye.
Alright, thank you very much, Solène. Everything seems in order. I wish you a pleasant day. See you in April.